Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Ben Olson, that's Nathan Fox. We're the founders of LSATdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. This email comes to us from Katrina. She writes, 3-section versus 4-section practice tests.
I wanted to reach out because I'm seeing a consistent score gap between my 3-section and 4-section practice, and I feel plateaued. Wow. I'm just not sure it's even possible to make that claim with, like, I don't think
How
I could
much
ever be
data?
convinced of that plan. Exactly. Exactly. I don't think mathematically you have enough data to make the claim you just made. Because, boy, you'd have to do, you're
10
going to
of
do,
each at least.
right, 10 of each. So 20 full tests, but that's over the course of 3 or 4 months, unless you're doing way too many full tests. You should be improving along that time. You don't have any evidence of a plateau or a discrepancy. What you have is a small sample.
Yep.
Anyway, here's the stats in context. 155 diagnostic, that's a kick-ass diagnostic score. 170 on a 4-section test 3 weeks later. That's some kick-ass progress, which people who start with a kick-ass diagnostic like that tend to make that kind of progress.
Yep, totally.
So unsurprising. I averaged 2 to 5 wrong on LR and 5 to 8 wrong on RC. Okay, so room for improvement. I've taken 2 official LSATs, a 158 and then a 161. Okay, so developing a clearer picture of Katrina's range, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Just more data points in the range. On 3-section PTs, I'm consistently in the 167 to 171 range. On 4-section PTs, I dropped to about 161 to 164. And I just don't think, I don't think those numbers are far enough apart. Nor do I think you have enough data. I think you're just sort of cherry picking. You know, you did bad on a couple tests. You went looking for answers and you noticed, you spotted this discrepancy.
Yeah, we'll read the rest of this email too. There's some weird math going on here.
I don't feel a noticeable difference while I'm taking 3 versus 4 sections in terms of fatigue, and I'm not consistently missing more on the 4th section specifically. In the first month of studying, I was making super consistent progress. Since then, I have had no luck in any further improvement. You're really just like, you're telling yourself all kinds of stories.
Yeah, super consistent progress from a 155 to a 170
in 3 weeks.
And, yeah,
that's not super consistent progress.
You want it to be. You want it to be. You're like, oh, I'd love for that. Oh, I'm locked in at 170, and if only I could go up from here. Nope.
Oh, that's like you're rolling, rolling dice or flipping coins or whatever, and you're just like, oh wow, I was super consistent there, but then I plateaued and then I fell off, and you're telling stories about small sample data. I'm kind of at a loss. Do I just try to review in more depth? Is there something I'm missing? I'd appreciate any help or advice. Thank you.
Yeah, I have one strong piece of advice, and that is to stop worrying about your LSAT score.
Yeah.
People do this all the time. They're so focused on this big number, which tells you almost nothing. It's kind of like a thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah.
It's like you watch a movie and you're like, thumbs down, and the actor's like, okay, so what did I do right? What did I do wrong? Actually, you were totally fine. The plot was shitty.
Yeah.
So the number is just such a big thing. You need to look at the questions you're getting wrong that you actually attempted while you were doing the section and figure out what you did. Even there, you have to get into that question. You have to figure out, did I read the passage correctly? Did I misread the question? Did I not make a prediction? Like, where did the mistake or multiple mistakes occur? That's so much more granular than 158.
Right. Stop signing up for official tests until you're happy with your range of practice test scores.
Which will improve.
I literally don't care whether you do 3-section practice tests or 4-section practice tests. And I also think that you probably just shouldn't be doing so many full practice tests
100%.
because you can make huge progress with just drilling or one timed section. I love one timed section. I think just doing a timed section is fantastic. Great practice. You know, go through the section and then immediately review all your mistakes. That's a solid day of studying right there. And you don't need to be doing so many full tests. If all you're talking about is full tests, I almost guarantee you're not reviewing your mistakes as deeply as you should. So I would just pump the brakes on signing up for official tests. Wait until your range of PTs is like more in the 170s.
And you could get those scores from doing individual time sections and then merging your sections together to see what the final score is. But again, don't worry about your freaking score. Like,
no,
worry about the questions individually that you're getting wrong.
Okay. I'm happy with that. Thank you for writing in, Katrina. Email daily@lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.